Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, oh, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations, Stufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming to you with another special presentation. Moving full speed ahead, getting to know some very amazing people, very talented people, very beautiful people from all around the world. It has just been quite an experience, sharing conversation, because it's not really an interview, and getting to know each other. And having said all of this, I have someone that you need to meet today on my platform. You may already know them, but we're just going to do a little bit of reading. This person is a host. This person is a dancer. This person is a model. He's also a home chef. And then he says many, many more talents. He's also affectionately known on Instagram as our Canadian superstar. Please help me welcome Mr. Skyy Knox.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you? You look amazing.
Thank you.
I'm loving the see-through crop there.
You know, I had to give you a little nipple moment.
Yeah, okay, for body. We love body. We love body here. How are you today?
I'm great. It's in Montreal when it's summertime. There's no such thing as a bad day.
Really?
Yeah, we in the summer is like time to like blossom here, so everyone's just happy and out and busy.
Wow. See, I'm in Philadelphia, and it's just a lot of smog and a lot of buildings, not too much green space. As you get further out of the city, you have green space. But yeah, so I stay in my house because I'm just like, oh, I'm over it. But I did go out today, a little shopping, fruits, vegetables, things like that. But yeah, so are you from Montreal?
No, I was born in Northern Ontario.
Okay.
Sudbury is the name of the city.
Okay.
And I've only been living in Montreal for about 6 years.
So, only 6 years, Skyy? Oh,
Yes.
how long have you been alive? Oh, just only 40 years. No, so you're a Canadian.
Yes, Canadian.
You know what's so great about you? I think all of America knows who you are. That's no exaggeration, especially members of the, like my boyfriend says, the alphabet mafia, the LGBTQIAP community, I think we all know who you are. And that is such a wonderful thing, to be a Canadian guy and come on down here and make it and go on back and still be making it. I was on your page yesterday, and you gave an amazing performance. You were standing there and you had on a blazer and a dress and just like a skirt, but the skirt was so fabulous. And the song playing was Billy Porter's Children. And I love the caption, because you did, we saw the whole thing, and you had dancers come out and you changed. And it was just, I had no idea the level and the amount of showmanship you have. You belong on stage.
I definitely feel like I was born to be on stage.
Yeah, you do. Oh my God. So here goes the questions. So being a thespian, because that's what you look like, did you ever study theater or anything in your childhood?
I've been in theater, dance specifically, since I was a child. I went to performing arts high school. I continued dance after school, and immediately went on tour at the age of 17, and have been around the world and traveling and hosting and performing ever since.
Wow. That is amazing because literally, like, I love you. So I'm taking my time with you. There's not going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to take my time because I love you. I love everything that you do. I love everything that you stand for. I love how beautiful you are. I love how I was on your page and you were like, I love this too because I've seen this and I felt the same way. You were giving Skyy's tips, like, and it was like, gentlemen at the gym, wash your hands before you come back out on the floor. And I was like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one because like, yeah, like they come back out on the floor and they want to, hey, what's up? How you doing? And yeah.
I can't handle it. Every day I see people just, they grab their dick at the urinals and then straight back out. And I see them, hey bro, what's happening? I'm touching the machines and everything. I'm like,
oh my God. It's true though. It's true though. It's true though. And I pride myself that I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people. I wash my hands, especially with the onset of COVID. It was just like, I had to wash my hands a lot. So.
I thought it was like grained into people now, but now people like have completely forgotten about it.
I know. And it's funny that you say that because like in my area, a lot of the shops, like the people that work there, they still wear masks, but you see a lot of the pedestrians and customers and things like that, they don't wear masks. And then they look at me because I got a mask that covers my whole bottom of my face. Like it's a serious mask. And I'm just standing there looking like COVID is not gone. It's not gone. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of people, but it's not gone. It has not just dissipated into the air. It's still here, and I did catch it because in January, because my nephew was living with me at the time. And he and his girlfriend were living here and they worked in Jersey, which is not too far from Philly. There was an outbreak at their job. We had survived because my grandmother's going to be 75 in October. I'll be 40 in September. So we were keeping her like under close quarters so that she wouldn't be around people. Nobody was allowed to visit, et cetera, et cetera. And he brought it home and we had our shots, but it was the worst. It was the worst.
Yeah, it ruins everything, right?
It did. Like, businesses now are trying to get back and make up for all that they lost. Like,
I will say, I feel like I am immune because I have never had it or tested positive, and I get tested a lot for it.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I'm totally immune, superhuman for it.
Well, whatever you tell your mind.
Right?
I believe in it. Whatever you tell your mind. Whatever you tell your mind. So let's back up. So like you said, you studied theater all your life. Are you an only child?
No, I do have a real brother, stepbrother, stepsister, and half sister.
Okay.
They all live kind of all over the place.
All over the place. Okay. And like you said, so you were dancing. You weren't one of those that had to go to college to dance. You kind of were at 17. You were just picked up by the companies and you traveled, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Instead of going to, like, my best friend, he went to Ryerson University, where I was like, no, I'm ready for the dance world already, and I'll get better and better as I go. And yeah, exactly. I picked up work right away. I've worked on cruise ships. I even danced for artists like Madonna, Ariana Grande, Jason Derulo, Mia Martina. I did the Olympic and Pan Am ceremonies and cruise ships that travel all over the world. So that was my favorite one for sure.
But I have a friend and I recently interviewed him. He's a Broadway dancer. And he said that he was going to just go straight into the dance world because he was like, college didn't really do anything for me. It kind of slowed me down. He was like, because, then I got back out here. He's like, there's so much work out here. You dance for Queen Madonna.
Yeah. She had a gym called Hard Candy Fitness.
Okay.
And so she opened it in different cities. And so she had to open the opening event. It was her with dancers doing her fitness aerobics line thing. It was so, yeah.
So you got to see Madonna up close.
So she had a taped square box that you couldn't go inside of, but
Oh, well, listen. It's kind of funny because these celebrities these days, they need what they need. Like, Yeah, and we accommodate them. Like,
Some people were so mad. I was like, what? You expect to give her a hug and chill with her?
like no, like because I think that what people don't understand about people that are in the entertainment industry is because we all make it look so easy that it doesn't look like work. And every single facet of this industry, no matter what it is work. It's all work. So, people think, oh, like for the longest, I used to talk to people because they would think that all the stars hung out together.
Yeah.
And then you hear them say like, oh, I had the pleasure of meeting such and such. And you see these interactions and they're like, I'm a fan of yours. And then the other one says, no, I'm a fan of you. I've been watching you for years. It's like they don't know each other.
Yeah.
They come in, it's so weird, but I'm used to it now. Because, they bring you in, you do what you have to do, you shine, and then you exit. Yeah. It's not a kumbaya situation. And I understand that they don't want the public to know that because it kind of kills the allure. But I'm one of those people where I'm very truthful. It's like, listen, I don't know this woman. Like, I don't know her. I don't know her. She don't know me. I like to do that because then when we interact and they see the genuineness of the interaction, they're like, wow, they didn't even know each other and they were so kind to each other. And, so much is built on just the truth of it all. So that's where that's kind of my whole claim to fame is that I became the Queen of Shade in 2016. And I was just very truthful. I was just very truthful about everything. I just told my life story. I told where I came from. I told from poverty to the suburbs, to modeling in Paris, to back to American soil, to mental health illnesses and just all kinds of stuff. And I've just been able to build a platform that I've never seen anyone ever do before. And people ask me well, how do you do it? And it's just because I'm extremely transparent. I'm extremely
give them how it is,
Yeah.
You're not putting up magic tricks.
I used to hear a lot of the models because I was a young model, I was 22 in Paris, and they would always say, baby, it's smoke and mirrors and it's showbiz. It's showbiz. And that's what people don't understand. All of this is showbiz. They don't it's so crazy because I've interviewed a lot of escorts. I've interviewed a lot of adult film stars. I've interviewed everybody. And then when they come on and they're like, yeah, there was 50 people in the room and one was holding the light, the other's holding the mic. And, we're performing in front of all of these people. It's like then the public goes, oh, wow, I don't know if I could do that. And that's when I chime in and I'm like, right, see, it's the job, it's work. I'm like, yeah, you couldn't have did it. You got to have no nerve. You got to have nerves of steel. Everything's on cue. Okay. Come shot, let's go. You got to be able to do everything.
Work.
Yeah. People don't understand. There's a whole team of people that are finessing this situation to give you your gym fantasy.
Right? There's even someone that cleans my bottom of my feet if they're dirty.
Yeah. Listen. Well, listen. Then there's a lot of other people that need to hire the person you hire to clean your feet. Because I get so mad. I'm like, oh my God. And then you see the camera try to pan down away from them.
Looking at dirty feet and porn. Oh no.
Oh yes. You have made quite a name for yourself in adult entertainment as well. You are very well known and adored. I have so many pictures of you in my phone. You are definitely one of the hottest adult performers out there. But I started with everything else because I wanted them to get a whole picture as to who you are.
Yes.
That's the point. And everyone that I've interviewed, people have said to me, oh, wow, they do so much. I'm like, yeah, they're smart. They're talented, they're funny. I don't know what people's deal is about sex work being real work, but it's $1 billion business. It's $1 billion industry.
They always just go right to the bad part.
Yeah.
All of the wonderful parts our industry has.
Listen, the industry has given young men, and I'll say for the gays, young men, a life of their dreams.
Yeah,
they're traveling, and listen, it's work. It's work. I've had a few where they were on location in Spain, and they're like, "Listen, I can't interview this week. I'm tired." They started late. Call time was late. The scene ran late. And I'm like, "It's okay, baby. I'll catch you when you come back stateside."
Yeah.
You know, like it's really a beautiful thing. I actually have a little experience. I was a phone sex agent.
Oh,
For,
really?
yeah, for 2 years, a female phone sex agent. See, I'm a cross dresser, so I'm not trans, but I was in an actual call center with women.
Yeah.
And I was the only boy in there. And honey, I was the most highly sought after.
I love that. I always thought that that job was the sexiest sounding job ever.
Listen, it taught me a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Say it again, because I missed that.
You could pretend to be anyone.
Yes,
Oh,
that was the point. We had to, as okay, so we had, what did I have to play? I played fantasy girl. So that was the beautiful girl. She's just getting out of the shower. She's, you know, she has a towel on and you catch her, oh, by surprise. Then there's the dominatrix. I played that. Then there was our highest call in the call center. I was there 2 years. We were open 365 days of the year, 24/7. We never closed. There were shifts. And literally our highest call was transvestite, transsexual.
Really?
Straight affluent men. I would never tell, but straight affluent men from all over the world who had amazing credit to be able to afford $3.99 a minute.
Of course, right?
Yes, they would call. And you are so right. I've always, like, I'm a Libra. I've always been an imaginative person. So, and then, like I said, I had interest in entertainment. So traveling to Paris at 22 and, you know, doing things in New York and, you know, music and all of these things that I've done, it gave me something to talk about. So I just kind of built on my fantasies. So I always talked about, of course, I was a fashion girl. Oh yes, I would talk about that. And, you know, and the men, it got to the point where my boss would say to me, because they had what they called the angel voice, because you could hear your boss, but the caller could not. And your boss could help you through the call. Like, okay, he's stroking too fast, say something to slow him down, because you got to keep him on the phone. Our objective was to keep him on the phone for 35 minutes.
That was,
yes, yes. And get this, we would take about, I want to say, on a regular night, we take about maybe 10 to 12 calls, because it was a lot of girls. You could give out your personal number where they could call you directly. And we did that. But out of all of those calls, out of 10 calls, you had to have at least 2 go all the way to 35. If you didn't, there were penalties. Penalties, and you would get fired. My allergies, sorry.
Wow.
Yes, honey. And what I also realized was the call center would fire girls after a couple of months. Okay. And I would be like, why are they doing this? And I found out it's because the callers get to know every voice in the call center, and they're looking for something unique. So they get rid of the older girls and bring in newer girls with fresh new voices. I learned a lot about that industry, and I can modulate my voice all over the place. So I was able to stay. My boss, she died colon cancer, but rest her soul. But she was quite the woman. She was Jamaican. And the company that we worked for, it was a Jewish owned company. Oh. Yes. And I mean, it was so like even the way that it was set up, we could never tell where the call center was. Yeah. And then we had these things where you could swipe in and swipe out. It was so locked because, you know, the girls had to be safe. And I was working out real heavy back then. I'm not now, but I was really like working out. So I was ripped and striated. So I'd walk some of the girls out to the cars, and it was a great experience, but it taught me that sex work was real work. And these men, they didn't just call for the sexual gratification. They called for the fantasy and the connection. Mm-hmm. It's easier to talk to someone you don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can, like I said, pretend to be any character. Even the caller could give you an alter ego of his own.
They did. They were never themselves. They got, and my boss said that they get into character too. So go with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it gave me such a respect for adult entertainment and just entertainment in general. That was my first gig as an entertainer.
You should bring back that sexy voice.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
that?
I'm using it on TikTok.
Oh, you are, yes.
Yeah, I'm using, and I like, and lately I've been doing it. Like before I wasn't. Before I was giving them my sounder voice, like you know, my Pope voice, my you got to listen to me. But now it's like I'm moving like a snake and talking, and they're like, ooh, okay. Yeah, but I've always had that. I have like, it's so funny because people recognize my voice. I was out this early today shopping, and I had to drop off a letter to my grandmother's doctor. And there's several doctors that work in the office. So they have several different like receptionists and lab tech people. So one of them, I always knew, I went to school with her. We were in like AP Bio together. We hadn't seen each other for a long time, but because of COVID, she didn't recognize me because I always had a mask on when I came in there. Yeah. So today was different. I was speaking to the other woman about making me a copy of it, and she turned to me and she waves. And I said, hi, sweetheart. And she said, as soon as you started talking, I knew who you were. And that's how it is now. Like I like, even when I go out, I don't talk because that's what gives it away.
So like, hey.
Yup, they know, they know. And I sing as well. So like they know.
You just text everyone. This is
I'm so weird when I go out. Like literally, I'm a point A to point B person. I know what I need to get. It's like on your mark. I go, I get it, I pay for it in the self-checkout line, and I'm out of there. Like I don't really do the public like that. That's why like when I saw you performing, I'm like, oh my God. That's so brave. It's so brave. It is like, it's so brave because my God, like people just be like, I've never, even with my music, people are like, are you going to perform? I'm like, I'll be 40 in September. No. They're like, you're not going to perform. I'm like, no, but I know I have to. Like I was like,
look at what's her name? Who started? Tina Turner didn't actually start till super late in life.
Right.
You know?
My grandmother says that all the time. My grandma, like, and my voice, and I'm blessed that my singing voice is much higher than my speaking voice. I'm a mezzo soprano when I sing, and my music is kind of like pop, but it has its own genre because it talks about like really hard situations in life, but it adds like a danceable beat over it so that you're dancing to it, and then you're like, what this bitch just say? like that. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like the wow factor. I call it French twist because it's like, okay, it's classy, it's sophisticated, but then when you listen, you're like, he did what? Like, yeah, it catches you like that. So it's always very painful. But I couldn't, I have stage fright. I just couldn't do what you do. You're so,
you should try and do it in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Like for example, Skyy, she also had stage fright, so she found a way of hiding her vision to make her comfortable on stage. So I feel like that's what you need to do, is find your version of a Skyy wig.
Yeah. Right.
Your style.
Right, but I want them to notice. I want them to know it's me though,
Well, yeah, but so you can, I don't know, find not a wig, but like some other way where you're distracting your thoughts from being on stage.
Yes, you're right. And it's kind of funny because my vocal coach says that to me all the time. Like when I start to sing the music, I get lost in the music because I'm telling stories from my life. Like, these are actual things that have happened. So, and I'm one of those writers, like it comes right out of my life. So I do, but the thing is, you're right, because if a person moves in the room, my concentration is broken. I like literally can't have a person move. I told somebody yesterday, because he's a award-winning producer, top producer. And I interviewed him yesterday, and he's worked with everybody, Justin Timberlake and Faith Hill and all these names. I was like, name names. I didn't even have to ask you. You were like, but like I was telling him, I was just like, as far as performing goes, I was like, I want to be the type of performer that if I do it, you know how they let the people in the stadium, and I'm saying stadium because I want it to be a big situation, so I'm dreaming big here. But I want it to be a big situation, not even stadium. It could be Vegas, I don't care. But
Vegas is good. I love
it. Vegas is amazing. I was going to go there, but I had some things change and good things happened. And, I always wanted to go back to Paris. So I do want to take my career that I have connections, but I want to be the type of artist where everybody's coming in to find their seats and I'm sitting on stage in the dark already.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Because my attitude is I'm waiting on you because you put me here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the darkness isn't so visible. So that's a great warm up.
They would never even know.
Your whole opening section could even just be in the dark.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're giving me ideas because the voice. Yeah. They would recognize the voice immediately.
Voice, because that's what you're known for is your voice, right? Yeah. So they'll hear you before they see you. Wow, that's there you go.
That's a good aesthetic. That's a good aesthetic. I won't be mad if I see you perform something like that. Mad. Nope, I won't be mad at all. No, because it's a great concept. And my attitude is I want them to know, like, I waited on you because you waited on me. So like, I literally want to be sitting there and watch everybody go to their seats, watch everything, because it'll also make me comfortable. So it's like, watch everybody go to their seats, watch everybody do this and that. And they're like, just when they start to get antsy, the lights come on and I've been sitting there the whole time watching them. And it's like, yeah, I really do value, and that's the thing, I value the people that support me so much. I do. Like, that's one thing. Like, we always have people that don't support us, but I don't pay attention. It's the people that literally, I'm still here. My career, because of mental illness, I live with bipolar 1, PTSD, and acute anxiety. I shouldn't even have a career. Like there was not even they were like, that's not even going to be possible. And then through 16 years of medication and therapy, I was able to get myself back to being able to perform on the internet. And I always wanted the internet because you can reach vast amount of people and you're still safe behind the screen. This little box is, and I've done that, and people always, you can do so much and you're safe. And people used to be like, I was saying that in 2008. Yeah, I'm going on the internet. I'm going on the internet. And it's so amazing how the internet has changed like that. Now you have the record industry changed because artists can now put their own music out. Like everything had to slow down for the internet. But I've always had, and I can say this, it's a great idea. I've always had this idea that I would travel to exotic places and set up like sound stages. Like one of my places would be like Hawaii, and set up like a sound stage on the beach and like right at sunset, actually just perform for a camera, streaming and recording this little performance and then putting it on my website and then making, get a ticket, you can watch this. And I saw the Met do it. The opera, because I had always had it in my head. And then when COVID hit, the Met did it. And all the opera singers were like in Ireland on this outside stage. And it was just like a wooden platform. And they were videoing it so that the public could still watch it. And I said, see, I knew that this was going to be big. And so many other people, like you had major celebrity singers and performers. Erykah Badu was one of the first people. She did a concert online for $1 and charged everybody $1.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did it too last year. Dua Lipa.
Yes.
Online one.
Yes. They all started doing it. And it was like, and I was like, oh, they're getting into it. But my thing is, for me, it's not a fad. It would be how I do it. Because I am, people, like, fame has always scared me. Like, for being the Queen of Shade, I have really know a lot of people. I've been blessed to meet a lot of people, even in passing online and my DMs and all of those things. And my Rolodex is quite large, but like, I'm just not, they invite me places, come to Panama. And I'm like, you want me to leave the country? Like, they're like, oh, come over here, come to this, come to Lisbon, come to, and I'm like, oh my God, like, yeah, I get invited all over the place. And I'm just like, and I respectfully decline. I'm like, not now, not now, I'm like, not now, not now. But it's really because I really am just like, I'm an ambivert. So I can give you the show, but I'm very much to myself. Like I'm very much, because for like, I'm spearheading my career. So in order for me to do that, I have to be CEO and performer and businessman. So I have to pay attention to everything. Like I don't ever just let my hair down. I can't because
Well, at least you know you can always do it if you feel like you want to.
yeah, I
You
think
know?
I think I'll wait till I'm 50. Because they say your voice gets better over time. And I have a crystal clear voice. So I think I'll wait till I'm 50 and I'll start wearing gray wigs. A long gray wig, and sing then. I really did, because I'm just like, there's a lot. And the reason why I'm going this way with you is because there's a lot in performance. It doesn't matter what performance it is. There's practice. There's the co-stars. You got to work off of each other. Yeah. And sometimes you don't even get a chance to really meet and really know each other. It's like this person, as you get into the industry, any industry of entertainment, it's like, okay, you start to see the regulars. But then there are new people. Y'all don't have like, they're over there in the corner with their manager, typing on their phone. You're in the corner like, okay, let me make sure I did this. Let me make sure this bill is paid. Let me make sure this is paid. All right, now and then it's like literally, I see it all the time. And then they put their phones down, and then all of a sudden the person they're with is like the most beautiful person, most exotic person they've ever seen. And it's just like, and then right after it's overdone. Yeah. They're back to their phone, setting up their next trip, their next voyage, their next scene. They're not like, it really is work. It's a lot of work. And I work so hard to get right here. I'm just like, I'm comfortable. And it's just like,
you're happy working. You're happy working. Yeah. And that's good, because a lot of people these days aren't happy working.
Right.
Right. So at least you can say that you're very happy doing your job,
Yeah. I'm curious, have you ever done drag?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah, when I was younger, for sure. Growing up, I did it a few times with some friends. And then for like a finale, Canada's Drag Race party, it was invite, come dressed in drag. And so a friend of mine had done me up. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun.
I say that, and I asked because you're such a performer, and you're so like widely, like they call on you, they know you. Well, we're gonna book Skyy. Like those calls come regularly. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep booking Skyy. He looks amazing. He still looks amazing. He's gonna look amazing a long time. Okay, we call him. He's been booked. Like I know how it goes on behind the scenes, but it's so crazy because like me, I'm a cross dresser. I don't do drag, but then I get in trouble because people are like, well, you haven't made up your mind. Are you trans? And I'm like, I'm a trans illusionist. That's what I came to. Trans illusionist. Yeah. Okay. One of my personalities, he's too spirited. Darnell Thomas, he's a media personality. I interviewed him months ago, and he was like, you are a trans illusionist. He was like, it is disrespectful for people to call you just a cross dresser. And I'm like, okay, I've been a cross-dresser since I was 8 years old. He's like, well, you are now a trans illusionist. And it just stuck. It stuck. It just made it so classy. And
I like the way it sounds. Exactly. It sounds classy.
Yeah.
No, it's like the elevation.
Yes.
Of the word, I love that.
Yeah. So like now I go around, people ask me, well, what do you do? I'm a trans illusionist. And they look at me like, they don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. So then I end up saying, it's a cross-dresser. Yeah. They're like, oh, okay. But yeah, whenever someone is introducing me, trans illusionist. Yeah. It's so like, I'm just talking my head off because like, I love you. I love you. I do. And my situation is different because it's not a whole bunch of questions. We just kind of like just play off each other and talk. That's
like you had a conversation. I like it. Yeah.
I'm glad you like it because I'm sitting here just running my mouth.
Oh, I could listen to you for hours,
Just that. Like, no. We got to get you talking. Okay. So, what do you do to stay in shape? Let's get you talking.
Well, I am blessed to have Russian genetics.
Oh, yes.
My family is Russian, so our genetics are tight, lean bodies built for war,
Yes. And ballet and stuff like that.
And ballet. It's just like most Russian men in my family are born with a naturally lean body. Wow. But then I do obviously go to the gym. I love it. And of course, I have taken steroids in the past.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think most of the gay community takes steroids now.
I'm like, that's mild. I'm
Exactly.
like, you being mild.
Right?
I'm like, gay community. 'Cause
Well, yeah.
I've seen some films, and I'm like, oh, I know he out of it. Like like literally, like he's like sucking a dick and he's sleeping.
Yeah.
like literally, his eyes are closed, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe they let you do this scene like that. But yeah.
Some people have no control.
Oh God. So like as far because even as a dancer, like what do you do like for stretching? Do you do Pilates? Like is there anything yoga? Is there anything for that? Because you are like you are able to get full extension. So I want to know how you do that.
I don't like group classes for some reason, so I just don't do those, but I do stretch every morning here in my own home.
Yeah.
And at the end of a workout, I'll normally take a sauna, and I'll stretch in the sauna because it's the best place to stretch.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard that.
Yeah. And then, maybe your towel drops in a cute straight bowl.
Yes, and they probably already know who you are because men are curious, and the internet is the internet, and he can literally see his favorite girl, right? And then it pops up another video right there, and it's just the name, and he remembers the name. And yeah.
I do love my straight bi boys. I have
Yeah.
quite a lot of them as my regulars here in Montreal.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. No, that's so beautiful. No, because I truly believe that most people would be not like pansexual. They would, because I always say that attraction and love knows no gender. Exactly. It knows no gender. So I even did some videos for TikTok because I drop a lot of wisdom on there, and I'm like, listen, you will have never thought that you were into this, but you love your best friend who's a girl, or you love your best friend who's a guy, and you may not know what to do with those feelings and emotions, but you love them more than you should.
Yeah.
It happens. And I love when conversations start to come out like that, because it stops being so rigid and uncommon, because it's actually very common. It's very common.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's the only way sometimes you'll know what you truly want in life.
Yeah. And it's so funny too, because men, what I love about men is when they like something, it. Yeah. Women, it's harder for women to show immediately. Well, the nipples get hard, but things like that happen. But when a man is into something that he likes,
Boom.
And I go off of that. I go after that. If it is, you like this, don't play with me. You like this. Because you can see it, it's visible. So, you get a lot of, even when I was in high school, you get a lot of boys that kind of hide. They hide when they're attracted to you. They hide because you can see. So it's just, my God. So anyway, we already talked about your physique, because I didn't even know you were Russian. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So the name Skyy with 2 Y's, where did it come from?
So when coming up with my name, everybody, I took my time, I thought about it. Yeah. I had written it out. I back and forth with my friends. Yeah. And then it was the day before my first scene. Yeah. And I was like, okay, these are what I have it nailed down to. And we were in this bar that we go to all the time, but we had never gone during the day before. Okay. And so we were having a drink, and all of a sudden above us was this giant skylight. Wow. And we were like, how have we never noticed a skylight in this bar? We're here all the time. But like, the word sky from the skylight just stuck in my head. Yeah. And I was like, well, I have to use it. It's a sign. It's something calling down to me. So Skyy stuck, and Knox just fit with it as a match to make it a little bit of a stronger punch. Yeah. And then the 2 Y's is just what happened when I wrote it. Yeah. I didn't even notice I put 2 Y's. It just naturally flew out when I wrote it.
Wow, because even as I was adding you into my phone, initially I put Skyy and I spelled it, and then I was like, wait a minute, there's two Y's here. I should have known that. I've seen this name enough. But I had to go back and correct it because I'm like, it's two Y's. But then when you were performing on stage, they put behind you Skyy Knox.
Yeah.
And I saw the two Y's and I'm just like, wow. Do you perform like that a lot? Do you get gigs like that a lot to go and perform like that?
Yeah, I perform best like as an individual in-person performer.
Okay.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
That performance was for the Porn Awards in May.
Yeah.
I was the host and then halftime performance.
You poured water on yourself too.
Yeah, I love it. A couple of people got a little wet. They were like, "You bet."
That was beautiful.
So I'm hoping to do more at our like bigger events like the award shows.
Yeah.
The next one's in January. It's at the Gavians. And
I was going to say Gavian.
Yeah, the Gavians. So I'm hoping I will be able to perform at that, only because I want these shows to have our industry in it and not always just, oh, here's another RuPaul girl or something else has nothing to do with our industry.
Yes.
We have such talented performers.
Yes.
So
yes.
Some of the boys, I would love one of the pole dancing boys to do a pole show at our award show, you know? That's what I want to try to bring to our awards.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you're gonna have your own award show. It sounds like that's what's coming. No, because you have so many, but that's the thing, you have so many wonderful ideas because inclusion is everything, you know, like you got to include this. And I recently, I watched, I don't know where it is. I don't remember her name. She was an adult porn star, film star. And she spoke at this really, really big summit in the UK. And she talked about, you know, how the industry and sex positivity and, you know, how she ended up not doing scenes and how she, if she wanted the scenes to be the best, she ended up having to have her own production team and shoot her own scenes. But, you know, she was talking about how she didn't like, and I'm just going to say it, she said she didn't like adolescents being able to have such easy access to her. She said because the internet has done that. It puts it literally in the palm of their hand. They can Google a name, and then if the parental controls aren't on, then they get a whole eye full of everything. And she said, you know, the internet has its advantages, but what she did not like was the younger people running up to her knowing who she is.
I call them the euphoria generation now.
Yes. Explain that.
Oh, they're like, just because of the show, the TV show Euphoria.
Yeah.
Like that's that type of generation coming up with technology.
Yeah.
Are just completely the opposite to us.
Yeah.
In a way I didn't even know could, like, how different can we possibly be? Wow.
Yeah.
And I hope that somehow they could stop that part of education when it comes to technology and take it back a little so that they can actually grow as a human being other than a technology robot. You know?
Yeah. I think she mentioned that too, because it just was like, you know, she talked about, she remembers her first kiss. Yeah. She remembers the first time, you know, and she's like, and I'm an adult film star, but it was okay to try this in person with a person I cared about. And she's like, we're robbing our children of this. Their first experiences are through their phones.
Right. I'm
just like,
yes, I remember so well. Yeah. Everything.
Oh my God.
Everything's, you know, it was never with a screen. It was
first kiss. Do I remember my first kiss? Yes, I remember my first kiss. I was trying to think there because it was weird how it happened to me. I was in college and it was before the medical withdrawal. It was this summer. I had sex with a guy, but I would not sleep with anybody on my campus because my campus had this weird thing about it. Like we had a lot of like athletes and football players and things like that. And they were kind of like trying to get me, like, yeah, you know, they experiment in college. So I was kind of like the bet thing kind of going on, and I knew it. So I made sure there was one guy I talked to for a long time, but I just would not. So I went to school at Clarion, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. So I met a guy all the way in Ohio, I think Akron, Ohio, and I made him drive all the way to me over the summer. Nobody knew, but I don't think I kissed him. The funny thing is, that was my first sexual experience, and it went very well. It was very good. At that time, I bottomed. I bottomed, and the thing was, it was my first time, but I wanted to make sure, like, I went and got like these oils, because out there at school we only had a Walmart. We had a super center. It was the only thing out there in the damn town. Yeah. So I went to Walmart and I got all of these like jasmine scented massage oils and all of that stuff, and I massaged him, and it just was a really beautiful experience. And he said to me as he was, you know, getting in, he was like, "You sure you've never done this before?" And I'm like, "No, this is my first time." And he was like, "Your body is so relaxed." But I felt really comfortable with him. Like, I remember his name, everything. I've spoken to him, and he was like, "I was your first?" He's like, "Oh my God." Like, I'm like, "Yes, you were my first." But my second was my first kiss. That was the first guy I ever like kissed. Because, you know, the college boys, "Oh no, I don't kiss. I just want to," you know. So, but it's ironic because that was 20 something years ago, and I just started dating him. I've known him for 20 years. It was my first kiss.
Wow.
I just started dating him.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that is the best like first story I think that exists.
Oh, but it's true. And like, we did this whole expose online where we talked and people got to see us. We've known each other 20 years. And guess what? He doesn't know he was my first kiss. He's going to find out like everybody found out right here.
Really?
Yep. It was my first kiss. And literally when I saw him 20 years ago, it was love at first sight. I met him in New York. His name is Jermaine. I met him in New York, and he looked at me, I looked at him, and that was it. That was it. But I went on through life, you know, I'm like, "Oh no, this is just a one-time thing." And I ran around, and I never had a boyfriend. The whole time, I never took a boyfriend. I had sexual partners, I had plenty of sex, but I never had a boyfriend. And so not only was he my first kiss, but now at 39 years of age, he's my first boyfriend.
First kiss, and a separation.
Yeah.
That's honestly, this is the
like, but you know, like, I can't make this up. This is my life. Like, this is my life. Like, it's so weird because my life has always been a story of triumph, of rising from the ashes. My grandmother calls me the phoenix because I've burst into flames so many times and had to reinvent myself. And this time it's just so right. The universe is just giving me back all this kindness and all this goodness, and I'm just soaking it all in. But yeah, so I'm dating him, and it's just so weird. And we are already talking other things because we've known each other for 20 years. Like, I mean, actively. Like, I called him through everything. Like, we've known each other that long. So, you know, Wendy Williams used to say, when you reach a particular age, or you're a person of a certain age, you don't need a long courtship. Yeah. You don't need it. I don't need it. He doesn't need it. So, you know, he knows. Let's do the damn thing. That's what we're doing. So it's just so weird, Skyy. I'm just spilling you're supposed to be spilling your guts. I'm spilling my guts. I'm spilling my guts. But I guess because I'm happy. I'm just so happy. You look happy. Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm going to ask a question that I never ask. Are you in love? Do you have anyone? You don't have to say who it is. But are you in love is the question. I love a few people in life. Okay. I'm currently not with one particular person. Yes. Only because
right now in my life, I decided not to have a boyfriend, partner, and focus more on me.
Yeah.
Only because I was trying to find a man, have a husband, get the thing, and that was a wrong focus for me.
Yeah.
And so if it does happen, wonderful. But yeah, there's a man named Wilton. He's my ex a little bit. I still love him. There's this boy from London who is my COVID romance. We met.
Oh.
And his name's Nelson, and I'm going to see him in Chicago for market days in a week and a half or whenever,
Yeah.
2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So there's men in my life that I love.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I have a lot of men in my life too. Both my boyfriend and I are polyamorous.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot going on, but we're like the couple. And then it's like whatever we do. I don't want to know what he does, but of course, because I have fame, he wants to know everything that I do. So I'm like, but secretly he's enough. He's enough. Yeah, he's enough. Like I do have romantic attachments to a lot of boys though. It is a romantic attachment. I love a lot of boys. I've always been that way.
Me too. I just love new connections and
Yeah.
new people, new energies. I have a lot of love to give as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, yes, you do. Like honestly, yes, you do. We know. So yeah, like it's a great thing, though. It's a great thing. So, like you said, the Gavians are in January. Are the Avians something separate?
They're just 1 week apart. So
Okay.
Gavians is one weekend. The weekend after is Avian. So basically, it goes gay, then the straights.
Okay. But you're an award winner, right?
Multi-award winner, yeah.
Yeah, you're an award winner. I was going to say you've won awards for your work.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw that. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Yes, you've won awards for your work. So
yeah, the latest one was the Grabbies, and this year I won the Hottest Body Award.
Yeah, well, I knew that would happen. That would happen. I have so many pictures of you. I told my boyfriend, I'm like, Jermaine, I'm interviewing him today. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And now he's gonna see this and be like, oh, he wore a see-through shirt for you. No, so yeah, that's good though. Like I really asked you to come on just to show people your brilliance, because like my gift is I can look at a person and they can be sexy and beautiful and I see so much more. I know, like as a light myself, I can find the light. And my thing is, I love bringing people on who people don't really know their private side with them, like you, just sitting here talking, minding our businesses, not interrupting anybody, not bothering anybody. Like they don't get to see that. And then they're like, oh, this dude is really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. He's a human being. Yeah, he's alive. He's got a pulse. That's why I love doing this. It's just because it gives people a chance, because you have a lot of fans. You do.
I do appreciate all my fans 100%.
Yeah.
I have some of the greatest fans for sure.
You do. You have a lot of fans. And oh my God, how is that for you? Because like when you appear, when you're out, like people notice you, and I know it's predominantly men. Like, how does that work for you? Like,
you'd be surprised, actually. I have tons of female friends.
Really? Well, women do watch gay porn.
They watch so many, and they come. I do cam shows now.
Yeah.
And they come to my cam shows. They love it. You would be shocked. And I have started filming trans porn as well too.
Yes.
So I'm learning about all that community in my industry. So yeah.
Love that. I interviewed him. He's like I call him Trampa. Buck Angel. Buck Angel, yeah. He's like my Trampa. He's like grandpa to me. We talked and so amazing. And I find that a lot of men, especially gay men, they love female to male. They love that. And then, there's always the other, male to female. But I see a lot more entertainers with female to male performers. And it's so fascinating.
I have not actually filmed with a female to male. I filmed with a male to female.
Wow. So you've got more to do. I'm like, you got more. I don't put this in the head of your fans. I'm like, oh, you got more to do now. More to do. You got more to do now.
Ooh, there is this one boy who I flirt with on Instagram, Marquis from New York City. And that is the most beautiful man I think I've ever seen in my life. Oh my, I must send you his like Instagram account.
Wow.
You probably already follow him.
I follow all the guys.
The most beautiful man I've ever seen. Wow.
Oh my God. I have one, and he's like a model and a spokesman and an actor. His name is Laith Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Laith is. But you know what I love most about him? That heart matches that beauty. It's like he's so like,
which is hard to find these days.
Yes, because everybody's so vain. I mean, yes, okay, the hair, yes, okay, but
look good. Yeah, look good.
Yes, but come on, y'all. Like,
maybe I don't know to say.
Yeah, like and that's one thing I do make sure, like, even when I go out and people say, I make sure you get the best version of me. I'm smiling, I hug you, I ask you how you're doing. Like, no, that is one thing, because I just, like you said, I value connection. So I never want someone to meet me and be like, oh, he gave us bad energy. Like, oh no, he's not really like that. I'm like, I want people to know, because in my case, my brand wasn't built first. I was built first. Yeah. So then I turn around and I had the pleasure of just introducing myself to my brand. So I brought in the actual things about myself that I've always done. So then I was able to make it a brand. But yeah, like, you get me. This is me. Like, my grandmother used to always, devout, Christian, it's not who you are. And I'm like, yes, it is. Do you see how naturally I do this? How charismatic I am? This is me. So yeah, she sees that now. She's just like, oh, but yeah, like, she's been my #1 supporter. She actually she's a retired teacher of 40 years. And I sit here today not having another job, having to have another job, because she took her whole retirement and funded my career.
Really? Oh my God, wow.
Yeah, she every penny. My family is so angry, but it's okay, because it turned out all right. It turned out all right. God, my allergies. Oh, please excuse me.
That's one thing I'm happy I don't have, is allergies.
Oh, you're blessed. You don't have allergies? Oh, no, child. Anytime the wind blow, I'm like, it's so bad. It is. It's so bad. So like, let me ask you some of these little questions. So dietary, like, what do you eat? Because you are always, I've never seen, and I'm sure everybody has that. We have seasons where we're off, and there's bulking seasons and things like that before you get ready for a season of working. But you are always tip top and ready. So like,
yeah, I don't have a bulking season. I don't have I just eat healthy all the time, but I don't limit myself.
Yeah.
Food is there to be eaten.
Yes.
I know how to control how I eat is all. I like pizza, ice cream, all those things.
Yeah.
I cook most of my meals because that's what I wanted to be when I was younger, was a professional chef.
Yeah.
And about 1.5 years to 2 years ago, I was a vegan for a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I learned all about vegan cooking and all of the different ingredients you can use. So I even did like Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, hosting all of it vegan, and everyone loved it, lost their minds.
Wow.
A vegan turkey, vegan smoked salmon, like you can do.
My boyfriend's vegan.
Oh, really?
No, but what happened is, when you said smoked salmon, I love lox, smoked salmon. And he says that he can find me an alternative. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's made from carrots.
Really?
Yeah, it's made from carrots. And then you get this sort of, it's like a fishy sauce.
Yeah.
And a smoking sauce.
Wow.
And it marinates in that, and the texture turns into a softer texture, just like smoked salmon.
Oh my God. That is so amazing that you know that. See, you have so much knowledge in your head. I didn't know that. Now I can tell him. I'm gonna be like, listen, it's made from carrots. I'm gonna tell him like it's made from carrots, and you got to get the fish sauce, and he's gonna be like, how did you learn? How did you know?
Well, I just kind of went, what resembles smoked salmon? Because that's how they make chicken, like chicken, the mushroom thing that they boom. So I was like, what vegetable? And I was like, well, the only color I could see is a carrot.
Yeah.
So then I did go online just so I can make sure if there was another ingredient. I knew I needed a fish and a smoke, and I got that. And then I had everything I needed. So, but I just double checked online.
Wow.
And I was right. Smoked salmon.
Wow, that is so amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So are you vegan now?
I am not vegan now, but I live a very plant-based lifestyle whenever I can.
Right.
When I'm home and I can cook by myself, yes, I'll eat lots of vegetarian dishes.
Wow.
It's more when I'm traveling and when I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's just often not. It's not an easy thing to be vegan.
Yeah.
Like traveling the whole world, you know.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm less picky.
Yeah.
You know, plus fried chicken. I want some fried chicken every now and then.
Right. I was gonna say, right. Fried chicken. Listen, he's gonna be mad with me because he's like, I told him I want to go more plant-based, but I'm not giving up my fish.
No.
Giving up my fish. I love fish. And I can't have, being 40, high cholesterol runs in my family. So my doctor had to tell me, like, you can't have shellfish. And I used to eat shrimp by pounds of it. Like, but before my doctor told me, who I love, he told me you can't have shellfish. Before that, for the first time, I was like saving the experience. I ate 4 lobsters back to back. Just with the butter, clarified butter, and I ate 4 lobsters. I steamed them myself, like and pulled them apart, and it was so good. And I was just like,
Lobster.
I was like, and get it, I ate them in the comfort of my own home. Yep. I went to the store, specialized store, got them, and literally boiled them, steamed them in the comfort of my own home.
Delicious.
And literally ate them, literally sitting at this desk. The camera wasn't on, but literally, and I do that a lot. My boyfriend likes to go out to eat. I am very private. So, because energy, I'm a shaman as well. So I pick up a lot of energy work. I do a lot of energy work. So I have to keep it to a minimum because when I go out, I'm like a magnet. People are drawn to me. I feel their energies. Like it bounces off of me. I take it into me. I'm just like, no, it's too much. I'm like a battery, Duracell, I'm being charged. Like, so I'm like, He was like, you don't want to eat out at a restaurant? I'm like, no, take out. And then and I told him I'm waiting to get to the day to where I'm super duper famous, where I can have them shut the shit down and go in there. Yes, just go in there. Yep, the chef, the owner, one server, and us. Yes, like
I've always wanted to do that myself.
Yes. Like it really, like I'm just so much energy out here, and a lot of it is negative, and I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that. That is
smart. It's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I protect my energy. And then being in therapy, I have a psychiatrist and a psychologist. They always say to me, you're so guarded. And it's just because what I do, who I am, how I look, there's a lot of things that I have to be careful about, because even when I'm not in a wig, I've had heterosexual men hear my voice, know who I am, and want to meet me with violence. So I just have to I'm careful about all of that. I'd rather bypass it, live my life, go out the back door, go out the side door. Like I'm one of those people. I don't need it. I'll go and talk to the divine on a beach early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, before anybody else comes out there. I'll enjoy that beach and then go on back into my room. Like I don't need, I love people. I do. But that whole energy transference thing, then I'm having, like my boyfriend said it to me today, like then, because he's a shaman as well. I'm a shaman dating a shaman. So it's like sleeping and then you start having nightmares, or you're thinking about this person because you done picked up all of this person's energy. And it's just like, and the cleansing process is just so much. So I just prefer not to do it. Like, no.
Like I also work a lot of circuit events around the world, and that is like a full weekend thing. You dance Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes 2 parties a day.
Wow.
So being around that type of energy is, oh my God, so exhausting.
Yeah.
I always prefer to be on stage and backstage.
Yeah.
Hardly ever go into the actual event with all of the people.
Yeah.
I get, oh my God, like I don't like being in that type
Yeah.
with that many people.
You know what's so crazy? I'm that way. That's why I don't go to concerts.
I never go to concerts. The only concert I ever enjoyed was Robin, because it was outside.
Yeah.
Where I could smoke a joint.
Yep.
I could walk around. I could
Yep.
watch the show. I could come over here.
Yep.
So casual.
Yeah, I think the only concert I've been to was kind of something that Philadelphia put on, but it was like sponsored by Live Nation. I saw Will Smith. I saw Jay-Z. I saw Destiny's Child. That was back then. And I saw Patti LaBelle, and Miss Patti LaBelle is something because she's from my city. She is a diva. The football players, the NFL football players from the Eagles were on stage with her, and they were acting a fool. And she shut that shit down. She was like, I will put all of y'all off my stage. And I was like, oh, Miss Patty don't play. Miss Patty don't play. So yeah, but again, it was outside. I saw Stephanie Mills was there too. So these are older, older acts. But like, it was a great experience, like you said, because I could move.
Yeah.
Move. And that whole bit, like, I don't even really do clubs because it's that dark and you're crammed in there. And, people ask me, are you going to perform at a club? I'm like, nope. I don't want to be at clubs because I don't like the energy, because I don't drink. So, that's the thing. These people are in there. And I'm going to say this, and how they take it. But, the weekend for them is an escape from their regular life, an escape from their day job, an escape from the week. I love my life. I'm doing what I love to do. I don't want to escape my life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to escape anything about my life. So, and I had rough years, but I didn't, that wasn't my thing. Sex was my thing. Yeah, but it was always at home. I bring them in, that was my thing. And then now I'm celebrating in August with a boyfriend, just started. But I will be going into my birthday because August the 9th is 10 years celibate.
10 years.
10 years.
Okay, good. There we go.
It was just, I needed a cleanse. Like I said, energy. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I just was like, no. So I literally went celibate 10 years, August the 9th. And it allowed me to actually do something that a lot of spiritual workers know, transmutation, where you take the energy from one area of your life and place it into another area of your life to get something done. I had a lot of sexual energy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like my friends used to laugh at me because I'd sleep with 3 people in a day.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, right. I sleep with 3 people in a day. Like, it was nothing. One summer I slept with 75 people, 75 guys. And the thing about it is,
oh my goodness.
oh my goodness. See, I can talk about it because it's my past, it's my past. But listen, I ain't ashamed of it. But get this, that was also after I discovered that I was a blouse. So it was easier for me because I'm a top. Yes. So that made it so much easier for me to just be able to, do what I needed to do. Who's next? So that made it easier because, oh my God, if I was bottoming, oh my God, I'd have never. Are you kidding? Just thinking about that, I'm like, I blew my own mind. I'm like, child, please. Never got free. But no, coming into who I really was, I realized I'm a blouse. I enjoy that. And then the men didn't have a problem with it. The men were actually more intrigued by it. I've never had sex in my, cross-dressing or transillusionist form, but they keep asking.
Lots of people ask that. I don't know why. I feel like, it should be separate.
Yeah, like I don't want to do that and then get on stage thinking about what I did last night and this hair and this. I can't do that.
I agree. I don't know if they mix, You want to be, it's like you're like done up.
Yeah.
You're no.
Yeah, you giving glamour, and then you want to get all sweaty and messy and sweat out your wig and your
Your
makeup.
hair is gonna stick to your mouth. No, no, no.
Yeah, don't nobody want to do that. But they keep asking, they keep asking. And I'm like, no, like, no. It's not, no. So, but yeah, that was one summer, 75 people. But that was the summer that I said, okay, I think I might need to focus on something else. And then I just went celibate. But I mean, after 75 people, you could go celibate.
Very similar to you. I'm not gonna go celibate,
Right.
but have my breaks.
Yeah.
Take really good long breaks.
Yeah.
And exactly, it's like a cleanse.
Cleanse. Yeah.
You know, have a lot and then have a cleanse.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. My boyfriend's in trouble because I really do like. My boyfriend's in trouble. Like it's been 10 years. Yeah. So, and I'm going on vacation with him. So it'll be my first vacation in 6 years since I've been doing this. So
ready.
I got French there real quick. Ha ha. But yeah, I'll be ready. All right. We're just having too much fun. Yeah. No, but seriously, life is meant to be lived and experienced, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. So we talked about what's your favorite, because I don't really ask this a lot because but I need to, like, what are your favorite colors? Like, what do you like to wear as far as color wise that makes you feel powerful, that makes you feel strong or protected? Like, what are your favorite colors?
Well, actually growing up, I used to hate my favorite color. My favorite color is pink.
Okay.
And it was always just like, pink is for girls. That's how it is. So I was like, oh, I guess I can't wear pink. But now I have everything is pink.
Yeah.
My favorite, I like pink lighting. I like pink. I just bought this new chainmail pink dress.
Yes.
It like hangs down. It's just like this chain with these open slits.
Yes.
Pink is so cool.
I love it. There's even, I can see hues of pink behind you too. There's like a light. I noticed that, but no, it's so beautiful because like not enough people spend time, especially in our community.
Yeah.
Don't spend enough time just talking. You can still have the sex, but talk to him. Talk to him. But a lot of men, like you said, and the reason why I did that is because it rounds back to what we said before. A lot of men go into character to have sex.
Yeah. So
it's like, but with me, I used to, even before I had sex, I would sit and talk to the guys for at least an hour. And that's a lot of talking, but listen, I can do this all day. But like literally I would sit and talk to them about life, about perspective. And then what I found for me was that, and I always love to do this, they would be nervous because they didn't know what to expect. We were getting to know each other. It was new. They'd be nervous. And I always loved to take and make them feel super comfortable and then go, are you ready? And make them nervous all over again. I used to love to do that. That was my thing. That was my thing. So I talked to them for an hour. They vibe and we vibe. And I'm like, you ready now? And then they're like,
let's do
and you would see it like, oh, we still having sex? Oh yes, we still having sex.
Now take your pants off, sir.
Right? And listen, they didn't even have a choice. I was already over there like, yep. Oh, these are cute underwear. Yeah, like I was already, yeah. And I found that, but the sex was a lot better because of the connection.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of my guys like that off of, this was back in the day. So that was Adam for Adam. I met a lot of my guys off of Adam for Adam.
They just messaged me about something and I was like, does this still exist?
Right. I feel so old. Right. I'm like, somebody says to me, oh, I saw your picture on Adam for Adam. I'm like, honey, you lying because I ain't even got an Adam for Adam account. They don't even exist anymore. But they do. Yeah. They do. They floating around here. Jacked is the thing now. Jacked and Grinder, they're the thing. And Scruff. Like those are the things now. But like I never, but when the Grinder situation happened and the Jack thing happened, I didn't meet too many people off the app. I was already well into that to me, I don't know why Adam for Adam made it a little bit more, I don't like, they asked the same questions. You saw pictures, and me, I had no problem. So like my face picture would not be my face.
Yeah.
It was like, this is what I'm working with. You want it or you don't. And I always got, yes, I'll come.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, I'll be right there, you know. So I knew I had to stop though when there was a young man and he was nervous. And my neighbor said to him, oh, you're looking for Bjorn's house. That's right there. So then he comes in, he's like, these people know you. These people know what you do. These people, they saw me and then they see my face. Like, and I just played it off. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Knowing that door was a revolving door. That door wasn't even on the hinges. You could push that door would swing open. But yeah.
My next door neighbor too much because I do think he sees too many men coming out of my.
Oh, but but you know what? We should never be ashamed of that. This is our life. This is the beauty of our life. Like I tell people all the time, heterosexuals always want to bang their fist and say a man and a woman can procreate. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. But gays, we have sex for fun. That's all it is to us. Fun, you know? Yeah. So like, I feel like, listen, it's fun and we should never have to hide that. We should never have to hide that. It's the greatest thing.
It is the greatest.
It is the greatest thing.
And that's why I love my, DL bi boys.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a lot of real good gay sex. Yeah. So if I find like a new one and I give them my full fantasy that they've been for, they like, whoa, it blows their mind. They're like, how do you know how to suck like that? I was like, this is the real deal. You gotta come back more often.
Oh, I love that. You gotta come back more often. And then they do. Mm-hmm.
I have a new Jamaican boy I met. He is just 2 years living here. And he was a virgin before he came here. He was like learning how to be gay and stuff with Grindr in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Met last week. He's like, "Wow, where have you been for 2 years? We could have been doing this for the whole time."
I love that experience. It's like we could have been doing this. Like I do that with my boyfriend. Like I think about the time I missed. Like I shouldn't. I should be happy for what we have. But I'm the same way. It's like when you find something really good, when it's really good. And what people don't understand about men is we are sexually driven. That is our thing. Women more are stimulated by like touch, men more by like sight and seeing, and men fantasize more than women do.
Sure.
And they don't, and that's the thing. So I'm like, I love to do for men a lot. So I cater to them, even when I'm speaking, and I'm very good. They used to say, because there were tools that we learned at the phone sex place that I did naturally, which is why the girls didn't like me, because they would have to find something in the man's voice to ego stroke him about. And that was the thing. Me, I could listen to his voice and I could tell things about him. And I said, well, you're really shy, but you're talking to me. I like that. You're being brave for me. And it would make them open up, because you give a man a compliment. Give a man a compliment. Stop, give a man a compliment. He will roll over. He will roll over.
I get many men in life.
Right.
I just tell them, oh, you look beautiful.
Yes,
baby, those arms are huge.
Yes. And as a gay man, we can do that very easily, because we're looking like, baby, those quads, what? Those quads, what? Like, it makes men feel good. So I'm not about like not making men feel good. I like to make men feel good. So, and I do it naturally. So a lot of walls have fallen to me. But it's all been fun. It's all in good fun. Like I said, my boyfriend wants to know everything I do, but I don't even want to. Like after 10 years, just him until I'm traveling again. Then I meet some little French thing, and then I gotta call him like, listen, I'm sending you a picture right now. I'm not asking for your approval. You just said you wanted to know. Right. I'm not asking for your approval. You just said you wanted to know. So I'm just telling you, here's his number. We are cutting up. No, but it's just really good. Like life is really good. Man, being a man is really good. I do appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. And I love talking to amazing men such as yourself because we just talked. It was so good. It was so good. Give me 3 words that inspire you and empower you.
3 words that inspire me and empower me.
I always stump you. I always stump my men this way. I'm talking and it's good. We talk about sex and then I go,
no.
3 words. And they go, oh no.
Sexuality.
Yes.
Because that's obviously what has driven me like lately in life. So sexuality is what I like to portray.
Yeah.
3 words that inspire me. Words that inspire me is energy. Energy inspires me, whether it's some my own energy or others. Another one word will just be love.
Yes.
I truly believe if everyone just shared a bit more love and less hate, that people will just enjoy their lives more and stop stressing the fuck out.
Yeah. I'm about to let you go, but I forgot to ask you because you travel the world so much. Where is your most favorite place to travel?
Well, recently I actually just went to Australia.
Oh, you went to Japan down under.
Yeah, I filmed a show for Bravo. So
congratulations.
So I got to experience Australia. It was amazing. And I also met an Aussie boy while there.
Yeah.
He's actually coming to visit me next week.
Wow.
So I've just recently fallen in love with Australia, and I'll be going back in February for World Pride.
That's amazing. You know, I love Australia because I'm into animals. When I was in college, I was going to be a veterinarian. So I'm into animals. So like I always watch documentaries and things like that. So I watch a lot of stuff on Africa, Australia, you know, different things like that. The one thing about Australia that scares me, well, there's more than one.
So much.
Most of the most venomous snakes in the world live in Australia. So that's my one pause. And then there's that spider too. I forget what that thing is called. Yeah, but get it. That's not what really takes me out. What takes me out is you could be on the beach and encounter a salt water crocodile.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even worried about the great whites. That saltwater crocodile.
Deadly. I saw some of them.
Oh my God, did you? They're so big, they're huge.
Scary.
Yes, they're scary. And this is the thing. You can't tell me animals like that don't think. Because they say, oh, it's millions and millions of years of evolution. That ain't evolution. That thing is looking at me plotting like,
that's dinner.
I'm gonna get, and then they're like 16, 17, 18, 20 feet long.
Huge.
No.
It's like going to a Raheem gangbang.
That's funny. No, but they are. They're so big. And I think because I've been invited to Australia, I have a following in Australia. And they're like, come and sing your music and da-da-da. And I'm like, I can't swim.
Oh no, you should go. It's honestly, there's some wonderful stuff not even near the ocean.
Okay, good.
You know?
Stay inland.
Yeah. Oh, there's some incredible things to do inland.
Yeah.
It's truly magical place. And
how's the food?
Oh, the food. I don't even know if I can really remember the food.
Uh-oh.
I had a bit of kangaroo. It was not that bad.
Okay.
But I don't think their food is very memorable.
Okay. Not like what, French cuisine or Spanish cuisine?
Yeah, it's not up there with like some of the great chefs. Countries in the world.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Aussie meat, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the meat that was offered to me. That was great.
I'm with you. Yeah. So like that is, it's on my list because I like my first producer when I started doing music. My first producer was in New Zealand, so like I just like I'm used to far away places. I'm not even worried about the plane because I'm like, listen, honey, I'm gonna sit and watch movies and watch porn, and I'll be fine. You know, like I'm gonna be fine. So it's not the flight. It's the animals. It's the animals. Like it's the animals. It's the deadly animals. The taipan, it's a snake. The taipan, I'm like, that thing is deadly. Like there's no antidote. There's no venom, anti-venom. Like, are you kidding? Like, I have a better chance of going to Africa and being bitten. If I'm bitten in Australia, that's it. And then the little box jellyfish.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. See, okay, let me stop because I'm scaring myself. I'm scaring myself. But the box jellyfish is so small and it can kill you. It's deadly. It's deadly. See, listen, it's not the people for me. I consult the animals. What's going on here? What do you have here? Okay. The people don't scare me. It's the animals. Animals. And I love animals, but that saltwater crocodile. Oh my God, sitting on the water and all you see is the eyes and you don't realize that thing is 22 feet long. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. I have kept you long enough. Please tell everyone where we can find you on social media or everywhere.
You can find me on Instagram at Skyy Knox, that's with 2 Y's, and on Twitter at Knox Skyy.
Yes.
I post my travel dates. My next upcoming performance will be Market Days Chicago, first weekend in August.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. The main stage at Hydrate. And that's where you can find me. And that's where I do all my stuff.
Wow. Thank you so much, Skyy, for coming to talk to me. This is one of my favorites. I love all of them, but this one was one of my favorites. We really just talked. We did. It wasn't just like back and forth, like, no. So what are you thinking about?
I like getting to know you too. Like I got to hear so many of your stories. I wasn't expecting that. That's amazing. Now I feel like
I do that though. Like I believe in like the quickest way to get to know someone is to offer information, because then that person doesn't feel like, well, I'm offering all this information, I'm putting myself out. You know, like I don't like when people put themselves out. That's like a pet peeve. I like tell that person something, offer them something in return, you know? So that's why my stories, like in every conversation that I have, it's just that flow and transfer of energy, because you can't just sit here and that's what you notice. Most interviewers or journalists today, they sit there, they look good, the hair, you know, there's hairspray, so it won't move. And then, you know, they ask questions and it's so one-sided. It's so one-sided. And I always hate when I see the guest get uncomfortable. I've seen that with everybody. Big names, I'm not gonna name no names, but I've seen that with big journalists, people that are famous, and then you see when they get ready to ask something and you see the person go on guard. I don't like that. It shouldn't be like that.
You lose the audience right away.
Yeah, you lose the entire audience. And everybody has said to me, because people are watching them and more people are finding them, because this is something new to me. I just started doing this in November. So this is new. And then I put it on YouTube, and it's like, people are saying to me, I'm learning about you, about the person, and you guys are just vibing. And it's just good to see a good conversation. You know, just a good conversation. So I thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
I had the best time. It was a great meeting you. You're so beautiful. I can't wait to
hopefully you are too.
Even though I know.
Yeah, no, I'll come out. No, I'll come out because I do want to do the gay events, because 40 years of being gay and I haven't done the events. I do want to do some events. I'm just gonna have to have some security. Yeah. Not too many though. Not too many, because if you have too many, people notice right away. So you need just one big guy with you, so he looks like he's with you, and not.
You don't have to do like the New York City, the big, intimate.
Yeah, I want to do stuff like, okay, where do I want to go? I want to go to like Tel Aviv. Ooh. I want to do Ibiza. Ooh. I want to do I want to do Spain, Barcelona. Like I want to do those things. The United States is just, I'm over the United States. I'm just like,
you never know what's going to happen now,
Yeah, and that's a really It's not a scary thing. It's unnerving. It keeps your energy always in a state of hyperextension because you're on edge.
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago, and like blocks away from where I perform weekly, there's shooting. So
No.
So I'm like, ooh, but I'm not going to think about it. But like it's
no. See, I don't want to go. See, that's energy. That's negative energy. I don't want to be anywhere. Like, I don't want to be, like, I've done it. I think I'm like, where do you live? I live in the countryside of France where nothing happens. Where nothing happens. Literally. The house is so large, we issue our own postage. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yes. Like, it really does. Like I used to have panic attacks watching CNN during the pandemic. I can't. I used to have like watching the death toll go up, like, and then watching people blatantly not just themselves safe, but other people. I used to have panic attacks. Like I was on a call because I also do mentoring. So I was on a call with a mentee and I had CNN on the computer and I lost it. Like I literally got lightheaded and went back and just was like, and my mentee is like, Queen, are you all right? Are you all right? And I was like, give me a second. Like I literally just had to sit there and get myself together. And I was just like, I can't watch. I stopped watching CNN right there. I was like, no more. Then they fired my guy, Cuomo, because of his brother in New York. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Chris Cuomo. I thought he was really handsome. So they fired him. And then I was like, oh, I ain't watching this channel ever again. I was like, I don't care if you guys bring me what's going on in the world. You fired Chris Cuomo. I don't need to see none of y'all.
Exactly.
I'll get it from social media. Because you do. You get the news. It pops up on Facebook. Like, I'm like, I'll just do that. Yeah. All right. One more question. One final question. If you could, have anything in the world, money was no object, what would you acquire?
If I could have
anything. If you could have anything, and I mean anything, say it was the ocean, say it was the Pacific Ocean, whatever it was, if money was no, what would you acquire?
I guess, oh God, there's so many possibilities, but maybe my own country.
Yep, I'm with you. I was going to say the rainforest. I was going to answer the question right after you, the rainforest. Rainforest, because I was going to say the rainforest. I literally was going to say the rainforest.
And that way I could, build it how I want.
Yep.
And make it a great, loving place to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you so much. Don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Canadian superstar, Skyy with 2 Y's, Knox. Say bye, but don't go anywhere.
Ciao, everybody. Thank you so much.
So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them off. I'm assuming first position. Wanna show you I'm a boss. I've been given 60 seconds just to put my thing